My name's Elizabeth Gossling. I heard about the London Print Studio through their Graduate Award, which I was lucky enough to receive this year. I'll be starting to make some new prints in April. I heard about the award when I was graduating from the Royal College after doing the Masters in Printmaking there. And I was also looking for a studio that I could carry on making editions after finishing college. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about this piece behind me. This is called Ventriloquist, and it's a screenshot of a ventriloquist act, which was streamed live from YouTube. And we've got Dan Horn, who's the ventriloquist, and Orson, who's his puppet, doing a ventriloquist script. And the way that I made this piece is to use a handheld scanner, which I dragged across my computer screen whilst this footage was playing. So you kind of capture this speed and movement of this kind of digital image streaming from the computer screen. In a way, it's a kind of photographic process, but at the same time, it's a very kind of unconventional way of making a digital image or a photograph. So this piece is actually a large format print. It's a digital print onto kind of archival paper. It's actually about just over 3 meters in height. And one of the things I wanted to explore with the piece is the kind of exploding the scale of quite a small digital image. And because the piece I've made is a scan, the way it's constructed is through, its other name is a raster, but it's constructed through multiple horizontal lines, which are all stacked one above another. And when you walk up to this piece, these lines appear as a kind of spectral display, whereas when you see this piece from a distance, it actually has a kind of sepia quality to it, and you get this real division between kind of like old technology and new technology and the different aesthetics. I'm also interested in the idea of kind of the line in a raster, and this idea of the word raster extending back to its Latin definition goes back to the idea of raking and scraping, and that in comparison to when you're making a photo etching, for example, and the idea that you're kind of scraping a plate. So both these two kind of things have a nice connection, and that's when I actually started making photo etchings from these type of scans. So what I find most inspiring when I'm kind of making new work is the experience of digital images today. So the kind of experience of speed, the experience of this kind of bombardment and this constant flow of images passing or almost evaporating off a screen. And in a way, that's what I'm trying to capture with this piece. I also find that reading is really important to the work I'm making, and I like to draw on kind of authors like Willem Flasseur and John G. Ballard, and at the moment I'm reading Ballard's Fourth Dimensional Nightmare. My route into printmaking has never been a traditional route or entry, but in the past all I've made is kind of digital images. However, recently I've started using photo etching as a technique, which has really kind of added to the work that I'm making, and I've just this year finished my first photo etching edition. You could say that the language of printmaking has always been kind of synced with the way I think and make work. So it's only been a gradual process of me understanding how I can kind of represent my new ideas through these different techniques. At the moment, I'm making some new work towards a show at Central St Martin's, which is going to open in April. It's part of the Red Mansion Award, which I won, and I went on a residency to China. So I'll be making work in response to that. With my new work, I'm starting to kind of etch and sandblast and erode TV screens. And that's based out of kind of obviously my interest in media, but also I found these amazing laser etched paperweights over there. They're kind of the experiment ones, so everything's kind of not kind of formatted or composed. It's all just kind of test images all compiled onto one paperweight. So I'm going to be using those.